Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are all having a fantastic Wednesday. Today we're taking a look at the Crested Geckos that are going to be for sale in my Spring 2022 sale this Friday, April 15th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All of these geckos will be available, and as it sits right now, that's just over 25 new Crested Geckos that'll be up on the website. I tried to pick a variety of things, so there'll be something for everyone. Red pinstripes, cream pinstripes, dark pinstripes, extreme harlequins, red harlequins, patternless reds, just regular extreme harlequins. I got a little bit of everything, males, females, juveniles, you name it. Hopefully there's something for everyone here, and everything is relatively inexpensive. The most expensive animal I have, I think right now, is $750 for that adult female I was talking about. But everything else is less than that. A lot of beautiful red animals going to be available in this update, so if you've been waiting for those, this is your time to shine. We're going to go through them pretty quickly here today just because there is almost 30 geckos that we're looking at here. So I'm going to talk a little bit about each of them. Parent pictures will be in the bottom corner of this video. And again, they'll also be in the listings when this sale goes active. I updated my breeders tab recently so you can see geckos that produce these and some of the sibling animals to a couple of the ones for sale. And along with my breeders tab, I will be updating my holdbacks tab this week too, if I haven't already started at the time of this recording. And basically the holdbacks tab is where I'll be showing you siblings to these animals if you're really that curious about, the lines that your geckos come from and some of the sibling animals to the ones that I have for sale. But with that being said, let's jump right into it. We have this beautiful extreme harlequin, almost ready to breed female. She didn't want to cooperate really in this photo shoot, but she always used to fire up much brighter than this and much darker black based color. I'll show you an older picture here that was a couple months back. She just didn't want to cooperate this photo shoot, but again, a very beautiful, almost ready to breed female crested gecko. But now let's take a look at some red geckos. I have this beautiful juvenile bright red and cream pinstripe available. This guy has A+ red color, A+ cream coming up the side. This is really going to be a beautiful animal when it's a little bit bigger. And similar to that gecko, we also have this beautiful red and cream pinstripe. A little bit more cream on this one, a little bit darker red base color, but again, just beautiful animal, beautiful red and cream animal. Right now, you're going to be hard pressed to find any nicer red animals available pretty much anywhere on the market. I was just taking a quick look around on MorphMarket and things. There's some that are out there, but this is going to be like the nice red update that I'm having. This year. There's a lot of beautiful red animals, and this is definitely one of them. Next up, we have this beautiful lavender extreme harlequin. She's out of my very high white male and my very extreme pattern female. This gecko is likely going to continue to develop more pattern, more cream, even some more white in there. Just a beautiful lavender gecko. Moving back into some reds, we have this beautiful little red quad stripe here. If you're looking for overall cream and pattern coverage, this is the most patterned red animal I have available this update. This is almost a full quad stripe. It's missing one quad stripe scale on either side and one pinstripe scale in the back, but just a beautiful red quad stripe. You don't see ones this nice up for sale that often. This one is definitely a stunner. Back into the extreme harlequins, we have another beautiful little guy here. This one is another beautiful lavender extreme from the same high white male as before. This one has a very interesting little tangerine kind of tint to it. You'd have to see it in real life. You can kind of see it in the photos, but it's got a very interesting little orange color to it. Kind of like the mom does. Kind of reminds me of her. Next up, we have some phantom red pinstripes. I'm going to group these three guys together because they're all very similar. They're almost all ready to breed or are ready to breed. I'm frankly very surprised. These ones are available right now on my website that nobody has picked these up. These are of my very nice red line, and I'll show you some sibling females that I kept here. You can see that they all have beautiful white spots on the side, and this is frankly, these are the geckos that I'm using for my red porthole project, which I'm trying to build up, as you can see. And frankly, I would keep probably all three of these males if I didn't already have like 6 geckos from the same lineage. So I can't keep them all, unfortunately, but if you're looking for a red male crested gecko to start a project with, these three are definitely for you. I would definitely recommend it. I'm honestly very surprised no one's picked them up already. There's some of the nicest adult reds available right now for sale anywhere, as far as I can see. So these are definitely great animals to pick up if you're looking to start a project. And like I said, they're almost ready to breed or are ready to breed, depending on which one you're looking at. Next up, we have this beautiful extreme harlequin male. He's got a lot of nice cream on the sides, and depending if he's fired up or fired down, it can be a little bit more creamy or a little bit more yellow, but this is definitely, again, a nice animal if you're looking to start an extreme harlequin project on a little bit of a budget. This is a beautiful male to do so, and like I said, he is almost ready to breed as well. Going back into some reds, we have another red harlequin pinstripe. This one has a lot of nice white and pattern coming up the side. Not as bright red as some of the other ones, but still a beautiful red, almost full pinstripe. This guy has a lot of nice cream on the sides, and a lot of these geckos are pretty young, so that'll continue to come through and develop more as they get older. And you can see that a lot of these were from my high white male, or one of them, and so these geckos are just going to be absolutely stunning as adults. Moving into something a little bit unique, this is a Halloween pinstripe. This is a very nice high contrast dark based pinstripe. You can see got that beautiful bright orange on the sides, nice pinstripe going down the back, beautiful dark black base color. This one is from a Halloween and my 2 base color male, which is pretty interesting because they produce a lot of these dark pinstripes like this. But the 2 base color male doesn't affect anything with the genes, as far as there's nothing crazy going on there. It's just he's a beautiful bright red animal. She was a beautiful dark Halloween, and they produced this beautiful Halloween pinstripe. Definitely one of my favorite pinstripes as far as the darks go that I have up for sale right now. Next up, we're looking at another red harlequin pinstripe. You can see beautiful red color, nice pattern coming up the side. Not quite a full pinstripe, but almost, and a very thick one too. A lot of the red pinstripes I have available this time around are not full pins, but if you were breeding 4 pinstripes and you bought this one or any of the other ones and you had a pinstripe or even probably a partial pin, you're going to produce a lot of full pinstripes just because a lot of them are only missing that 1 or 2 scale near the tail or somewhere on their body. But I can't label them as a full pinstripe, obviously if it's broken somewhere, but they're just so close. They're on that borderline, and this is definitely one of them, but a beautiful animal nonetheless. Speaking of pinstripes, we have another dark partial pinstripe here, a high contrast one. This one has a beautiful black base color, beautiful pattern going on the side. The reason this one's not a Halloween and the other one was, if you took a look at these two side by side, this one's a little bit more lighter orange, not quite that dark Halloween color pinstripe orange. And once you see them both on the website, you'll be able to understand why. But nonetheless, beautiful dark pinstripe. Really like this guy. He is probably the second darkest compared to that Halloween one. Beautiful, beautiful animal. Moving into some more reds again, we have a nice little red harlequin here. Nice bright red base color. Not a whole lot of pattern on the side, but still just going to be a beautiful bright red, nice animal. Out of my male too, that's very neon red from Altitude Exotics. Beautiful little red harlequin, just a classic looking guy. After him, we have another nice little red harlequin. This one's a little bit lighter. I don't want to call this one pink. It just happens to be a little bit lighter, and it could be because it's a little bit smaller, and as it gets older, it's going to get brighter again. But this one has a lot of nice cream on the side and cream going down the dorsal. Just a beautiful little light red harlequin. Next to him, we have this beautiful lavender extreme harlequin. This one is a probable male, but you can see beautiful lavender base color, nice pattern going up almost all the way to the dorsal, and it's dripping down a little bit. This one is priced accordingly since it's a probable male. However, still a way to get into a nice extreme harlequin, again from my very high white male and my very extreme harlequin female. These guys just have amazing genes, and some of the holdback crested geckos that I have from this pair are just going to be fantastic. Great genes all the way around in these geckos. Next up, we have another dark partial pinstripe. This guy has a good amount of pattern coming in on the side, good amount of cream. Actually, he probably got that from his dad. Beautiful gecko, just another classic partial pinstripe. After him, we have 2 nice red harlequins. One's a little bit lighter than the other, as you can see, but again, just beautiful red harlequins. I have a lot of these red harlequins that are available this time around. You can see just an overall classic looking kind of gecko. When I think of red harlequin, this is pretty much what I think of. And you can kind of pick and choose what you want. Do you want one that's a little bit darker, maybe a little bit brighter? Do you want something that's a nice little, almost kind of pinkish shade and not so bright with that nice cream coming up the side? It's really up to you. They're both priced just about the same. After those two, we have another dark pinstripe. This guy has beautiful pinstripe going down its back, some nice orange on the sides. Not as dark as the other ones previously, but still a very dark animal, again for my 2 base color male and that dark Halloween female. After him, we have a beautiful dark harlequin. This one has some nice color, some nice pattern, and frankly, I think this one's going to get a little bit brighter as it gets older. If you look at the parents for this one, the dam to this girl is actually the daughter of the Halloween for the other geckos that we were looking at that was paired with my bright red male. And so this one has like double stacked of the Halloween gene in it. I would be surprised if it doesn't get darker and get a little bit brighter orange. Maybe it won't, but it definitely has a gene for it. Beautiful, beautiful gecko, just a classic dark harlequin. And the final 4 geckos I'm going to group together, we have a kind of reddish harlequin, a reddish flame, and some reddish patternless with portholes. I named these all reddish because to me these aren't red. I know some people would probably label these as red, but these are more of just kind of like a reddish. There's definitely some red tones in there, but they're not like bright red like some of the other red harlequins and red pinstripes we just got done looking at. And frankly, this is pretty much what you see pretty commonly on MorphMarket labeled as reds. These more kind of brownish red toned geckos. To me, these aren't a true, honest to God red, but they're still kind of red-ish, if that makes sense. So these are labeled reddish harlequin, reddish flame, reddish patternless with portholes, and another reddish patternless with portholes. That being said, however, they're still very nice animals. Will they get red? It's very possible. They're from my nice red male that produced a lot of these other red males that I use for my main breeding red projects. So it's quite possible that they could turn red over time or get a little bit more red as they get older. But I can't say for certain. I honestly don't know. And I'm labeling them as the reddish animals. And for the patternless with portholes, both of them actually are pretty interesting because they're not super red yet, but they do have very nice portholes coming in. Especially on the one has very nice big portholes for its size. And so it's going to be interesting to see how those turn out. If you buy those geckos and they do turn out red or they don't turn out red, I'd be very interested to see update pictures. But with that being said, this is my Crested Gecko update for spring of 2022. Let me know what you think about it down below in the comments section. And it's quite possible I could add a gecko or two to this, a little special guy here or there. So we'll see. But with that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video.